everyone, my name is Lydia, also known as Illustrata, and welcome to Scrap2Piece. And today, you might be wondering why I'm laying on my rug. So for this episode, I won't be pulling from the jar of ideas as we have a bedroom related project that we're going to be doing, and so I'm laying on the floor because it's on the other side of where the camera's positioned. A little bit of backstory. The house that I currently live in, as you know from the home tour, I live in the basement. I believe this house was built, I think, in the 70s. So the floorboards are very, very noisy and creaky. My bedroom is positioned below the main living room. So I will be covering my ceiling with sound dampening boards, basically. So for this project, I have purchased 24 hexagonal shaped boards. So I'm going to take the boards that I purchased, I'm going to put a primer paint on top of them, and then paint them to look like a sky to kind of add to the whimsiness of this room. Let's head to the art room. Alright, so starting off with the painting progress, I now have all 24 hexagons fully prepped and ready to start painting. The main paint I'm going to be using is acrylic paint. We're going to do nighttime colors up to daylight color because with the area that's on my ceiling, the ceiling vent is right in the middle, and then there's the two ceiling lights kind of between there. These are very, very lightweight. I don't know what the material that they're made from. They're almost like a thick felt-like material. So I intend to just use command strips, or at least test out command strips, and then kind of see how it goes from there. So let's go ahead and get started on the painting process. So as I had mentioned previously, I prepped all of these with a white primer, and so now I can just go right in and start adding different color palettes. Okay, now I'm gonna take some lighter yellow. Didn't I get pastel yellow? Did I just say pastel? Like I'm not British. Why did I say that? The further that I got with painting the panels, the more I tried not to be super repetitive with the different color palettes that I would choose. Some of them ended up looking a little bit similar, but there were just enough differences to make them stand out from one another. Frequently during this project, my cat would find the most opportune moments to interrupt me. What? Meow. Meow. What I'm going to end up doing for all of them, just start off with the sky portion and then go in later with the clouds. So that method ended up working out quite well because it allowed all of the panels to dry individually before going in and adding more detail. If any of you guys have played Slime Rancher, particularly the second game, while I was painting the more pastel panels, make me think of the pastel aesthetic that they have all throughout the second game, from the sky to the rainbow fields. It's all very beautiful. Not gonna lie, I kinda wish I did all of the palettes in a pastel color palette. I'm still happy with how they turned out. Alright, we're on to the last one. And now it was on to adding all of the clouds once the panels were all fully dry. I did my best to make sure that all of the different cloud patterns looked at least a little bit different, because I'm not super skilled when it comes to painting clouds, but they turned out good, I think. I realize this one kind of looks like a Star Destroyer. And of course, when I was adding in the clouds, this was the time when I got sick. So I lost my voice. That's part of the reason why I couldn't do any voiceovers for a while. So that was fun. Something I wanted to have as a staple for this project was having one panel with the sun and one panel with the moon. So I ended up making one purely with just sunlight. And I really like how the sun turned out. It looks really cute just sticking out there and making sun rays to shine out from behind the clouds. Out of all of the panels that I painted, I think this one takes the cake for being one of my favorites, mainly because of like the green/yellow mixed into the clouds. It just gives it a very unique look. And this is when Mao decided to hop on my lap and be very, very interested in what I was painting. Luckily, he didn't try to bat at anything and didn't ruin any of the paints. And I didn't get any paint on him, so that's a win. When I worked on adding in the moon, originally I was going to try and do a crescent, but it ended up not looking as great as I had hoped, so I just went for the full moon instead. You can't simply do a night sky panel without at least referencing the second star to the right and straight on till morning. And the last major detail that really pulls everything together is doing a white border around all of the clouds. It brings such a level of realism that I never thought possible, but it just looks so, so beautiful. Once they were all fully dry, I laid them out on my floor to kind of get a general idea which one was going to go where. Okay, we're definitely getting somewhere. So I organized them from sunrise to sunset, and then the night sky ones are over on that side. Still kind of looks a little bit blocky, but I think it works. And now was the grueling process of me trying to figure out where to put all of these panels on the ceiling. Be prepared for a lot of footage that is just me staring at my ceiling in confusion, trying to figure this all out. It was in this moment that I realized I had not only put it upside down, but I had also faced it the wrong direction. Even though I had laid out the template on the ground, it is still hard to translate what I had laid out to how it now looks on my ceiling. One thing that I didn't anticipate with all of the sticky adhesive is that if you try and remove the panel would come off, but the sticky pieces would stay on the ceiling. So there were multiple times that I had to peel off every single piece, stick it back on the panel, and put it back up. And this is me realizing this adhesive was probably not the best idea to work with, which it wasn't. Eventually I did get a pattern decided on, and just then it was a process of peeling all of the papers off the back and sticking them, and repeating that process over and over again until I got all 24 panels situated. Another challenge was trying to position all of the panels around my ceiling vent because I wasn't going to be putting a panel on top of it, so everything ends up being just slightly off. At this point, I had used 2 different types of mounting adhesive to at least try to make sure that the panels would stay on the ceiling. Finally, after a lot of trial and error, I made it to the last panel, and everything was going swimmingly. Or so I thought. So we have a little bit of an update. My voice is back more now, which is great. So I used some double-sided adhesive foam to hold the panels up, and that wasn't working. They were practically almost immediately falling off. So I got mounting tape to adhere them, and I went to bed, and when I got up this morning, half of them had fallen off my ceiling. So let me show you. See all those little stickies? The small ones are from the tacky stuff that I had, and then the bigger ones are the actual sticky stuff. So I need to get more or try something else, because I don't want these falling in the middle of the night. Again. I was at Michael's and they had Gorilla Glue double-sided mounting tape, so I'm going to test that out, see if it works better. It says it holds about 1 pound per 2 inches, so fingers crossed. Let's try this again. I'm also not going to record the process of me taking off every single panel and every single sticky piece. I'll show the before and after right now. Alright, so the Gorilla Glue wall mount adhesive ended up working far better than the original one did. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it wraps on this video because I was sick for a few weeks, and so my voice was not 100%, so I couldn't do a lot of audio stuff. Very happy with how this project turned out. So far, only 1 panel has fallen off after fixing it, and since putting it back up, it hasn't fallen down yet. So very happy to have it done and excited to move on to the next project. Hope you all have an artsy, lovely day. I will see you in the next video. Bye!